Alright, real quick before I start the video, make sure you've liked and subscribed. YouTube has been unsubscribing people again, and we're so close to 2,000. It would be amazing if you could. And also, today we'll be looking into the pros and cons of both BedWars' version of SkyWars and SkyWars made by Brian 1KB, who is an old BedWars developer. So as I said at the beginning of the video, we'll be comparing BedWars' version of Skyblock to Skyblock, which I will link both games in the description, or actually no, I'll pin them in the comment section. I'll make a pinned comment with them. But for right off the bat, BedWars, you spawn in with a teammate. Technically, you might not always get a teammate depending on who stays in the game, who loads, etc, etc. And in the SkyWars version, you do not. You have to load into a queue on your own. There is no automatic queue feature on BedWars, but at the end of each match you can click play again and then get put into a new game really fast. On SkyWars, there is no option to wait around in the hub. As soon as you join the game, you're put into a match automatically, which I kind of like. But that wouldn't work for BedWars because of the fact that there's multiple game modes and there's also custom matches, buy kits, etc, etc. So that's kind of a 50-50 thing. It could be a pro, it could be a con for both of them. I don't personally like being put into a queue right away. Sometimes I want to talk with someone in the hub, but that's just how the game is configured and that's completely fine. Another pro for BedWars is the fact that the graphics are really refined. Everything just works better. Yes, there is still going to be some issues, as with any Roblox game and pretty much any game ever. But BedWars is just a better experience. You got the XP, you got the even just interacting with the buttons, play again, that sort of thing. Everything just works how you would expect it to work. And SkyWars, there isn't much necessarily. You're just playing the game, which is kind of nice for some people. Some people just want to be in the PvP and they don't really care about anything else. So again, if you like just PvP and you want to just focus on PvP, then SkyWars might be your thing. But for the most part, I have no problem with just clicking play again at the end of every match, and then you're kind of in a continuous loop. And I do like having a teammate because then you can save each other a little bit. And eventually it's going to come down to one person or the other for the most part, so it's not a big deal. So in Skyblock, there isn't a ton of different items right now. It's not a huge deal, and the graphics are kind of bad, as I'll show on screen right now. But that's kind of what you have to expect when the game is just starting out. They want to focus more on PvP, as I've said, and graphics aren't super important for PvP, obviously, but it's just how they're doing it. It is PvP. I did end up finding a hacker in both games. On BedWars, I have it recorded. I don't think I have it recorded for the SkyWars one. Sorry, I almost said Skyblock. But it's pretty similar. The problem with SkyWars is they can fly hack, teleport, etc. BedWars, they have to build and stuff, which is still really annoying. They can still hack substantially and win and everything, but I don't know. SkyWars seems to have some issues with hackers. It seems like more hacks are working on SkyWars, so just watch out for that. And also, again, I'm not sure if it's pro or con, but you can break blocks in SkyWars, which I kind of like that feature. You can break them, you can actually pick them up and use them again. So I kind of like that you can break all the blocks. Like I'm talking about the blocks as in like the places where you spawn, the places that you go. I don't think you can break the chests, I'm not sure. That would be weird. But you can tunnel underground and that sort of thing. I found that to be pretty cool. And I hope BedWars adds that for their Skyblock. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, just something more you can do, because you can make a little base underneath. People always build underneath if they're going to build underneath anyway, so why not just let them dig around and build a base if they need to for a longer game for whatever reason. It's not going to be used very often, but it is still kind of a nice feature sometimes to be able to dig around. I did see a screenshot on the game page for SkyWars though, and it looked like they had ores possibly in the map, so I'm not sure about that, but maybe you can find some different ores or something that will do something in the future or something like that. I'm not really sure. SkyWars is still starting out, so yeah. I did lose a bunch in both games. I don't normally do much PvP these days. I used to do a bunch of Arsenal, but I never was a close up or short range PvP kind of person. I don't like the swords or anything like that as much. I'd rather shoot from a distance, so that's why I'm always good with the bow, and it's annoying when you run out of arrows on both games, but it's completely fine. And the amount of items BedWars has is awesome. Like, there's fireballs, as you can see, telepearls, etc, etc. There's a bunch of different items and traps and whatever else. And in SkyWars, yes, it's very basic, but that's to be expected so far. And in SkyWars, the bow isn't great. It needs some work, but like I've said, everything else needs work anyway, so I'm sure they'll get around to it at some point. I don't really have anything else to say. That kind of sums up the pros and cons of both of them. I would say I overall like BedWars more, the BedWars version, because you do get a teammate, which can be helpful a little bit in some cases. Better looking maps, blocks, you got better weapons, swords, items, more variety. I feel like you could play for longer and not get bored, versus SkyWars is very limited right now to what you can do and what there is in the game. So yeah, those are my reasons. If you guys are PvP players, you might end up liking SkyWars more. It's just not my thing right now. I'm not really good at going solo either. I need more experience. I've always been doing islands or Arsenal. I never really get any close-up PvP. So I think that's it for this video. I'm surprised I recorded this much talking about a few points. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the video soon, or stream. Make sure you guys come out to the streams if you can. And if the time doesn't work for you, you can either watch it later, it's always posted afterwards, or maybe leave a comment if you have a better time you want to suggest. Yeah, I might do a thing where people can vote for times they want me to stream at, and we'll see what the most popular result is, and maybe I'll start streaming at a different time if I can on the weekends. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon.